Sit back and relax. That's right. You're listening to the Bob and Katie Show.
Welcome, everybody. This is Leland edition of the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob. And we're here with Old Bob.
Old Bob?
Yeah.
What?
Why don't you talk to the
Why
mic?
can't you be little Bob?
There we go. I'm not little. I am Bob, but I am not little Bob. If there's a big Bob at the table, it's this Bob.
Junior.
Inappropriate.
What's that inappropriate?
And we also have Courtney.
Hello.
The excitement is phenomenal.
I know, right?
Courtney is our niece.
Our embarrassed niece. And
I'm not embarrassed.
we're here in Leland today celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
You guys want to sing it for her real fast? I'm just joking. Don't sing. It's okay.
Scared me.
Courtney is 14.
Tomorrow.
Right. 14 tomorrow.
14 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm very sure.
You don't sound too confident.
I'm very sure I'll be 14 tomorrow.
All right. So I got some questions for you.
Okay.
You're 14 now. You're coming into womanhood. Everything in your life.
Womanhood. Dun, dun, dun.
Did your mother have the talk with you yet?
Oh, Lord.
I'm afraid to say yes.
You're afraid to say yes?
Yes, like she did.
You better say yes, or your
middle
Uncle
school.
Bob's going to have
As
to talk with
I was
you.
entering middle school, she already had a talk.
What is it you know?
I'm not saying that.
The birds and the bees, Bob. The birds and the bees.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Right.
So, hang on.
Nobody's gonna have context.
We have to give some context because you said that and it made me think. Yesterday we went and I was taking pictures from another niece that is about to turn 3, and we were at the park, and there was also a birthday party going on that was separate from our group, and there was some little kids running around playing with my niece and nephew as I was taking pictures. And one of the kids, I don't know what happened. She ran up on you and stopped and looked at you and then ran away. And she was like, "Stranger! Stranger!"
This is also right after. Okay, so
Bob's walking around the park holding 3 pink balloons that we were using.
She gives me the 3 balloons from the photo shoot and says, "Go put these in the car." So I start walking through a park full of little kids by myself.
with 3
with
pink
tattoos
balloons.
and 3 pink balloons, and I'm sure
Oh my god.
everybody's uncomfortable. Can you breathe back there? We have an audience, and they don't know how.
There should have been something in the park going,
That little kid knew. He's like, "My mama done had to talk with me about this."
The kid ran
Something ain't right.
Stranger,
It's a stranger. Ran to his mama.
As I'm walking through the park by myself with no little kids carrying 3 pink balloons, I'm sure somebody was thinking something in this park doesn't belong.
right?
There was probably all kinds of mommies watching we need to keep an eye on that dude. I told him, I was like, "You need to stay with the group. You need to stay with the group." 'Cause
She told me that after she hands me the balloons and says, "Go put this in the car."
I couldn't hold him. I was busy taking pictures. I think this is the first time we've ever tried recording without our kids being asleep.
I know, there's babies crying in the background.
George is choking.
At least the audience is laughing, so I'm stoked about that.
So how's my hair? I woke up this morning with a bad hair day, so I wasn't sure. Oh, never mind.
You can't make bald jokes. This is an audio podcast. Okay, so, Courtney,
Yes.
14 years. You've had a lot of experiences in life. Enlighten us. What have you learned? What's the most important thing you've learned in 14 years about life?
I don't know.
Take your time. It's okay.
Put her on the spot, asking her these profound questions. Didn't give her no time to prepare, make notes.
Never get into peer pressure.
Like this sort of situation where we're all pressuring you into coming up with a good answer?
You at school and then you get the kids with the drugs and stuff. Don't give in to that. 'Cause that's the stage I'm at right now.
So,
Going into
14
high school.
years. Hey, Mom, are you paying attention? In 14 years, our daughter has learned, don't do
She's
drugs.
not your daughter.
Ours, as in, I'm talking to her back there. So, don't do drugs. That's your 14-year
Don't give in to peer pressure.
Don't
Could
give
be
in. There's a lot of
anything.
peer pressure out there nowadays.
Yeah, it could be
I don't
anything.
think there's as much peer pressure as there used to be.
No, I think it's worse because kids nowadays have social media.
They just walk around with their faces in their phones.
Well, and
Well,
then,
the bad thing about social media is like the cyberbullying and all the people on there not being who they are, like someone different to rear in other people.
and I think kids in general just like have to grow up faster nowadays. They're exposed to things and just generally grow up so fast, and there's a lot of pressures there.
I think what it leads to is a lot of kids don't understand what it's like to talk to a real person. And when I say real, I don't mean like an individual. What is that noise? Jorge, we're recording back here, buddy.
So,
What I'm saying, when I say real person, this is what I'm talking about. Real as in someone that doesn't take stuff from people. Because a lot of times you can say whatever you want to online, and there's not a lot of repercussions other than somebody texting back.
Yeah.
And what happens is we get out in the real world, and we're used to being able to say what's on our mind constantly. And I'm not saying you shouldn't say what's on your mind. I'm just saying you should be smart enough not to do it when the person's 6'8"
Yeah.
and is a bodybuilder.
Well, yeah, it's completely different when you're having a conversation with somebody, and if you say something mean or out of the way, you have to face those immediate consequences. And it's not just, a mean text or a comment back. You know, it's for real
You know, you have your-
repercussions. And
Your little phone goes off, bloop, bloop. You're an idiot, and what you're saying doesn't matter. In real life, you say something out of the way to somebody, it could be the wrong person. There's people getting shot, stabbed, anything could happen. And then the crazy people that are in the world nowadays, unreal. You could say hi to somebody, and they just blow off, right?
somebody done said something mean to him on Facebook and made him upset.
Like that video we watched not too long ago, there's this guy, the video starts out, and all he's saying is, "You ain't talking to my wife! You ain't talking to my wife!" And then hits the guy in the head with a beer bottle. Just that quick. And I think a lot of kids don't understand how real stuff like that in the world happens. Because we're just typing away. We say what's on.
Well, I think
whatever's on
that
our
was a
mind.
different situation. This dude was like hitting on his wife or talking about his wife or something.
And you think people don't do that on Facebook?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Bob, I need your help with some stuff.
sure.
We're going to go through a list. It should be fairly simple. This is called 11 things that all middle-aged people should have in their bedrooms. Yeah, I'm
So
assuming...
what are we considering middle-aged?
I'm going to go with us.
Like, you think we're middle-aged?
Me too.
I think we're getting pretty close to it. You
Is
too?
30s,
Me too.
is 30s middle-aged?
There's a large gap of middle-aged apparently sitting at this table. No, I'm just saying, you've gone through life, and as you get older, you learn things, right?
Well, let's go back to middle age. If we're talking like from 0 to 100.
Oh, 0 doesn't count. Come on, I don't even think
You know what I'm
age
saying?
counts until you're 18.
So
What? What are you
55 would be middle
What are you
age.
saying
right?
about Courtney? She don't matter?
The most profound thing that she's learned in 14 years is don't do drugs.
That's not what she said. She said peer pressure.
Peer pressure, okay.
That's different.
The drugs was an example.
Well,
peer
you
pressure.
keep thinking, and by the end of it, you're going to give us this, you're going to end the show with your profound.
I think that was a very
It was a good answer. I'm just giving you a hard time, making you nervous. So what is, you're concerned about middle age?
No, I'm not concerned about it. I was just saying I am middle age.
I'm proud of it.
So you guys would be like quarter.
Quarter age?
Are we quarter age?
Yeah. You got a little more quarter than I do.
Oh, come on now. You joined me in the 30s club, so come on.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go through the 11 things. We're going to see what
What's the
How
what's the
you
name
and-
of the list again?
it is called 11 things every middle-aged person should have in their bedroom.
Should are you okay? All right, I'm very
The
curious.
point
Is
is
it just 11?
just 11. Just 11 things.
11 essentials. That's all you need:
Right.
I have the essentials kit.
food, shelter, and love.
We stole that joke, by the way. We're not claiming that at all. Okay, I just want to know your view on it because you've been around a lot longer than we have.
Do you have these things
Yeah,
in your
do you
room
have these
right
things
now?
in your room right now? Okay, number 1, a view. It says in here that a lot of times,
Like a scenic view?
yeah, like a scenic view. We build houses and like we focus on the living room having the big windows and things like that, and a lot of times the bedroom gets left out. How do you feel about that? A view is a good thing to have in your bedroom?
I don't have one in mind because I keep the blinds closed and the windows shut. So if I wanted a view, it would be of a street and the house next door. So it's not essential.
So the view
That's
doesn't
what I'm
matter.
saying.
We don't have a view.
We don't have a view.
We have one window in our bedroom.
It faces another building.
And I usually keep our blinds pretty much closed in the bedroom. I don't really open those a whole lot unless I'm giving the flowers some light. But yeah, to open our blinds, like the view is the apartment building next to ours. And there's a little bit of grass in between, so it's not so bad, but no, not the view I would dream of.
So do we all not agree with the view because we don't have a good one, or because we don't?
Oh,
feel like
I
it's
thought we were just
necessary?
saying, like, do we have these things?
I don't know. You know, just
It's not
seeing.
essential. I mean, I have a view with your mom trying to get to that side of the bed when all the lights are off, but it's a different kind of view. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Too much.
I think it's a nice thing to have. I would love to wake up and have a gorgeous view out of my bedroom window, but nah, I don't, and it's okay. I'm surviving.
Okay, number 2, a real reading light.
Like a lamp?
Yeah,
Or
I think that's
Essential?
essential.
I do too. Even though most of the time I read on my Nook now, I still read actual books and
We just
Yeah.
upgraded from like the $10 snap-on lamp that
desk.
you buy.
We had
like
desk lamps on our nightstands.
and it's a lot nicer to have.
Well, we have the desk lamps. We very seldom use them.
What, in your room?
Yeah.
So when you go to sleep, it's like I'm laying down on this bed and then nothing else is happening.
It's like the end of the world type darkness. You know? It's dark.
Okay. So number 3, mood lighting. Anybody? You've only been here 14 years.
Right.
Don't worry, you don't need mood lighting quite yet.
No.
It's called
Darkness
dark. I was gonna say it's called dark.
My mood lighting is nothing.
Right.
No lighting. Here's a good one. Number 4, a mattress that's big enough.
Sure.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
That's
That is
essential.
essential.
Even though I'm
So-
in middle age, I agree with that one. I need my room.
There you go.
When
For all ages, that's an essential.
when Katie and I first started, I guess, living together, we slept on a twin-size bed.
No, we slept on a twin size air mattress.
No, like the one that was in your old room. That's what I'm talking about. And this bed was so small. When we slept, one of us had to be on our side.
Yeah.
Oh,
if not,
God.
you thought her arm was your arm and her leg was your leg.
Oh,
right?
and
I
it
mean,
was hot. The house that we were staying in, I don't think either didn't have insulation or it was very, very old. So like I would turn sideways and press up against the cold wall to try to get some cool air, and I would just rotate through. So it was
Oh God.
Yeah.
How
Big
did
beds,
we-
Big bed's essential.
Yeah, we now have a king size bed, and I don't understand how we slept on anything smaller.
Number 5, a door lock to keep out unwanted visitors.
Essential?
For a bedroom,
I think so.
I feel like when the kids get a little bit older, we're going to want a door lock on our
Right.
door.
I don't even know if we have a lock on our door now because I've never locked it. I've never had the need to because our kids can't walk yet.
I'm lucky if she closes the bathroom door, much less the bedroom door.
It's a force of habit.
Honeymoon's over.
I have to leave the door open so I can hear the babies. So like whenever you're home and I get to use the bathroom or shower with the door closed, I'm like, oh, this is weird.
Number 6, seriously expensive sheets. Important, not important.
Sometimes. How about that? We tried the Mediterranean thread,
Egyptian cotton.
Egyptian cotton.
Mediterranean.
Oh, and it was
Our
okay.
sheets smell of noodles.
And it was okay.
I think you're thinking of Oriental.
Oriental.
Not
None of us-
Mediterranean.
So apparently the McKnight family does not know its geography.
So,
Noodles.
It smells of noodles and rice.
because most of the time when we finally get that far in the evening, we're tired. So sheets normally doesn't matter just as long as they're there.
Our sheets, I'm not picky about our sheets. I know what I like. I would love seriously expensive sheets. Our sheets are like mid-range. They're not like the cheapest, but they aren't like they're not the ones that I would pick if I had just money to blow, but our sheets are Egyptian cotton.
We
Apparently, we're not that entertaining if we have people snoring.
Does thread count actually matter?
Somebody smack that audience member.
Does
Wake up, son! Wake up!
Does thread count matter?
I think it does matter to some extent.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah.
I guess it depends. Everybody, you probably have like an idea of how you would like your sheets to feel.
Yeah.
I personally like my sheets to be kind of crisp.
So I'm kind of
Like, I don't like the jersey sheets. I used to have some a long time ago.
She said the word jersey, and all I can think about is Snooki.
No, like the t-shirt fabric, jersey cotton.
Yeah.
I used to have some sheets like that, and I don't like those anymore. It feels like a t-shirt. And at the time, I was like, "Oh, these sheets are cool," but I don't like this anymore.
I can't even focus on what she's saying. All I can hear is "oh."
Cabs, yeah. that was bad.
I tell you what, we did do. We bought. I don't know if they were expensive, but I was like, I want these silk filling sheets.
No, they weren't expensive, and I hated them.
Well, they felt really nice.
They weren't silk. They were sateen.
Sateen.
I think.
So we put them on the bed. I'm super excited. I'm like, they're going to stay cold. It's going to be great until you actually get into the bed.
Yeah, like
realize
they feel nice, but
there's absolutely no traction. You're just sliding all over the place. And it goes.
We had a problem.
Right.
The first night we had these sheets on the bed, on our king size bed, the blanket would
Oh,
it kept
yeah, 'cause the
sliding.
blanket's heavy and
it would slide off the end because the sheets were so slippery. So all night long we're like pulling the blanket back up,
Right.
and I was like, "Nope,
That's
no
not
more."
the story I thought she was going to tell for a second, Moose. Number 7, electric blankets with separate controls.
No.
If you ever bring an electric blanket into my bed, I'm sleeping somewhere else.
I don't need an electric blanket. I have you. You produce so much body heat. It's ridiculous.
It could be 98 degrees, and if you get in the bed with a woman, her hands are like icicles. Somebody's going to hate you one day because of your cold hands, Courtney.
And feet. It's
Yeah.
cold feet.
And it's like they'll go, I want to warm my hands up, and they like put your hands on your love handles or something, and that's fine. Eventually it warms up and you're okay with it, and then they're like, I'm going to move it somewhere else. Ridiculous. Number 8, photos of loved ones. Is that really essential for the bedroom? I think that's very, like,
I have some photos in our bedroom, but not nearly as much as like what we have in the living room. I don't know. I like having a few photos around, but I wouldn't call it essential.
I wouldn't want to have,
Me neither.
like, I wouldn't want photos of, like, my parents or grandparents or anything like that.
Like staring at you when this is the last thing you see
I
before
know.
you
We need to
fall
put
asleep.
this photo down.
Like, I have a picture of me and you together on a vacation that we took years ago on my nightstand. And, I glance at it every so often, but it's not like I stare at it every single day. I don't think it's essential.
Number 9, a deck.
A deck?
A deck.
Like a patio? Like a outside deck?
Yeah, it says here that one of the best things about having your own personal space is being able to get out for just a minute.
I've never had a bedroom that had its own deck, so... I've lived 32 years without, so I wouldn't say it was essential.
Yeah, it's not essential.
It sounds fancy.
I've got a master bathroom off to the side. If I need to get away,
Right?
there, you don't need to close the door and turn the ceiling fan on like something's going on, and maybe they'll stay out. You know what I'm saying?
So would you say master bathroom is essential?
Oh yes.
I think just a space that you can get away, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
So number 10 on the list, master bathroom.
Really?
Good job.
We went to that right away,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Number 11, window coverings that let the sun in. What does that mean?
Blinds. Just blinds without curtains.
Oh, it says here, late sleepers, Cody, miss the best time of the day. Rise with the sun and you'll feel like you have the planet to yourself.
Right.
No, I'm good.
I've
She
been
just wants
getting
to
up
sleep.
too many times in the morning, and I don't feel that way when I get up. You know what I mean? When we go to the beach down there for Thanksgiving, and I'm up that morning, Thanksgiving morning, and it's my responsibility to get the turkey started. So I'm up earlier than everybody else, and I enjoy that time. And that room has a balcony, so I walk out on the balcony, but I'm right there above the ocean. So I enjoy that view.
Yeah.
The sun's coming up. I get to see the sun coming up, and it's cool. So we only do that one time a year, or so as far as that goes. But
Is that one time enough?
yeah, I think so.
We've been on vacation before at the beach, and remember, we got up before the sun came up so we could go down to the end of the island and watch the sun come up at, a really good spot. And it was totally worth it. It was gorgeous, but I wouldn't do it every day.
I do it every day.
The
every
sun come up.
day.
Do you feel like you have the planet to yourself?
I don't.
No.
I feel mad.
So
Because we'll go to, this is what happens. All right, we get ready for bed, and when I go lay down in the bed, it's minutes, and I'm asleep. Katie reads, writes in the journal, and he's probably stay up for an hour. Or
I'm
two
usually up
longer
for
than me.
a couple hours after you.
But I wake up 4 to 5 hours before she does, and every day I'm just like, what's that look for? You don't think that's true?
4 to 5, that's...
Okay, so when I get up at 4, on average, what time do you get up?
Well, if you get up at 4, you don't get up at 4 every day. All right, fine. 4 to 5 hours.
Sometimes I might go, or I'm not getting up quite yet.
my best time is like 6-ish.
I have to get up early. I got to get up at 4
I don't have to be. I don't
tonight.
have to clock in till 7:30, so I don't have to do the 4 o'clock.
Yeah, whoever made that list is...
That's kind of weak, right?
Yeah, because I'm like, to me, I'm like, my essentials in my room, other than the obvious, a bed, pillow, blanket.
Yeah, bed wasn't even on the list.
I need
That's pretty essential
a
for
good
a bedroom.
book, some chapstick, my journal, and a pen. And I think
if I made a list, chapstick
some
would never
hand
make it on
lotion.
that list.
No, because every single night at
Feel free to talk,
bedtime,
it's okay.
I put on chapstick and I put lotion on my hands.
She nods her head. I was like, it's okay to talk. She's like,
You gotta have your charger cord for your phone.
Your phone
Oh,
charger,
yeah,
see?
there
Now
you go.
that is an essential
That's
that
an
you need in
essential
your
item
room.
in your bedroom.
I don't think
and
I'll
where
live
you put
without
your
that.
pocket change. So I got a thing that counts my change, a jar with a
Mm-hmm.
counter on the top. So I throw my change in there. That's on my nightstand. That's where my change goes.
I've got a change counter.
I have an owl piggy bank.
We have a bear, and then we have the jar. That's essential.
So yeah, a piggy bank or something for all
And
your
I have
pocket
a
change.
drawer. I have a drawer.
You have a bear in a jar?
Yeah, bear and a jar.
Like a piggy
Not
bank
in a
bear.
jar, and a jar. And then I have my sock and underwear. That's
definitely
That's
essential.
an essential item right there. When I get up, everything's right there that I need. So for that next morning.
Yeah, see, they need to rewrite that list. That's horrible.
Pretty bad list.
Yeah. A
We'll
deck?
move on.
How many people have a deck off of their room,
I don't
really?
know. I'm done with the essentials.
Yeah, there's probably a few, but it's not essential for me. So
All right, so I have some very small news stuff we'll hit on for just a second, things that caught my eye. Anybody ever heard of, okay, we're going to do this. Audience, you can chime in here. Has anybody ever heard of the Ashley Madison website?
No.
Ashley Madison is familiar,
Uh-oh.
but not a website. I haven't been on a website and seen it. I've seen it on the news or heard it on the news.
Pay attention, Mom. Dad knows what Ashley Madison is.
Isn't that two girls? Isn't that two little girls?
Whoa, easy.
Oh, gosh.
Easy. How about you, George? You know what Ashley Madison is?
No.
He says no. Okay, Ashley Madison is a website that married people use to cheat on their spouses.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
And these two, Ashley and Madison, isn't that the name of the two little girls that played in, that had the sitcom with all the...
He's talking about Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yeah. isn't that
Oh.
it?
Yeah, it's
So
a completely
Mary Kate and
different
Ashley.
situation.
It was Mary Kate and Ashley. It was close.
There was an Ashley
It was
involved.
50-50 that I was talking about the right two people, right?
Okay, so the Ashley Madison website was hacked, and all the people did was just take the names of the people using them and just put them out on the internet.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you say this is a website that married people use to cheat on their spouse, is this like a dating
It's like a dating
Site
website. And
for like married people? So it's like, instead of like farmersonly.com, it's like,
FarmersOnly.com.
it's like a cheating married people only.com.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is, yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Could you imagine the feeling that, like, I've cheated on my husband or my wife, but it's on this website, nobody's ever going to know, and then you read the news that all of these names just hit the internet. What's his, oh my. That's all I can think of.
Right?
Wow. Like, I don't mean, what do you say?
Okay, last piece of news that I have. There was a guy, selfies out of control. Selfies are out of control.
Can you believe they made a thing
the selfie stick?
such as
Yeah.
the selfie
I seen one the
stick?
other day at Walmart.
I saw one at Walmart for
Yeah.
$5.
Yeah.
That is the craziest.
He's like slamming his cup down on the
And
table.
it's like-
Selfie sticks are ridiculous.
It's like a thing. Like, that people are buying them. Like, I could only imagine the person,
It's like $20.
Yeah.
the person pitching this idea in like a room full of people and be like, see, what is it's a stick, and you attach your cell phone so you can take a selfie with all your friends.
Telescopic, so it slides out, and you clamp your phone in it, and you can get everybody in the room.
Like, I imagine if I was sitting there in that meeting that day and somebody's pitching the idea, I'm like, huh, I don't know, that sounds stupid.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Just use your arm.
You know, speaking of weird inventions, there was an invention back in early 2000s where it was it was like a cone, and you would take it underwater in a pool and talk through it. Do you guys ever remember those?
No, I don't remember.
So
ever
this
hearing
guy
about that.
invents this. All you do is you go underwater and you can talk into it. Have you ever been underwater and had someone talk, you can't hear it?
Yeah, it's very muffled.
Well, if you use the cone underwater, you can hear it clear. That dude became a millionaire overnight.
Really?
3 weeks later, it stopped selling. I mean, nobody's ever heard of it, but it
Yeah,
sold
I've
like
never heard of it.
hotcakes when it first came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the selfie. We went.
Why?
We rambled off. A guy decides he wants to take a selfie with a rattlesnake.
Oh my gosh.
So guess what happens?
I can imagine.
It bit him. So, do you know how much this selfie cost? $153,000 in medical bills.
For him to
For a
get healed.
picture of a
What
snake getting
an idiot.
Bye.
That
Biting
apparently is due on July 27th. So, there's a picture of his bill online right now. What are you saying?
Yeah, my birthday.
Oh, okay. Your birthday. So he had $83,000 in pharmacy charges because he depleted 2 different hospitals with their anti-venom
Anti-venom.
stuff.
Venom.
Yeah, so $153,000.
That's ridiculous.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Is he a professional? Snake
It would
handler or something
it would
like that?
seem not so
I
much.
wouldn't think so. Yeah.
Not so much.
So, moral of the story, don't take selfies with snakes. It's probably not a good idea.
All right, so the last internet thing I have to talk about, I was pretty excited. This day in history. Do you know what happened this day in history, Dad?
No.
You don't have a clue.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Rusty?
It's
You
probably-
don't have a mic. I'm sorry I looked at you. You
It's
confused me.
probably-
He's sitting at the table, so like I looked at him to talk. Courtney?
No.
No, you know because I told you.
Yeah.
This day in history, 1775, the United States Postal Service was established.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, that's pretty rad, huh?
1775, huh?
Wow.
Here at the table tonight, we have a professional postman.
Representing.
So thank you for your brave service, sir.
You're welcome.
Making sure that our mail gets here in rain, sleet, snow, and hot. It's gotta stay hot, right? So, would you be allowed to tell us any crazy stories that you might have seen out there on the road?
Every day there's something insane with people.
Back up just a little bit. You're breathing like right into. She's just on the microphone.
I'm sorry.
She hasn't said 2 words the whole time, but she's just breathing into the microphone.
So we might could sell that to a movie studio. Y'all want to hear some creepy on the phone breathing? Listen.
So do you have anything crazy you want to share with us from your days of? Don't say anything that's going to get you messy, get you hemmed up.
This just happened 3 or 4 days ago. I'm out on the 4-lane.
He said 8 times. Are you sure this story is accurate? Okay, go ahead.
I'm looking at a car coming to me because I'm always looking behind me when I'm on the 4-lane because I've got boxes out there and a car's coming. He gets over into the inside lane and pulls up beside me, and it's a young guy, and he's texting and looking up. He's texting and looking up. He never looks over at me, and I'm looking at him, and he pulls on, stays in that lane, and I look behind me and there's another car coming. And I can tell it's a cop. He comes around me, pulls over into my lane to go around the other guy, and he hits his brake lights, backs up, gets in that lane, and lights him up. They pull over. I go around them because I got to get to the next box. I pull around them. It's a police chief that we all know. And I go around them and get to the next box. And he sees me go around him, so he looks at me. He lets that kid go and then pulls up beside me in the outside lane and stays there with his lights on. And he says, I almost give that boy a ticket for texting. He said, but he's lost. He's from South Carolina and he was trying to find a way to go. So I asked him for his phone and show me what he was doing, and he showed it to me, and that's what he was doing. And I'm thinking, you're in the highway.
So he's stopped in the middle of the road.
He's in the highway. I'm off to the shoulder.
The cop is.
Yeah, I'm off to the shoulder, and he's talking to me about texting, giving this kid a ticket.
But you know the cop, right?
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of weird, and but other things have happened, but that's about the weirdest one lately.
You get the down low when you're the mailman.
Yeah.
And in tight with the police.
Yeah.
Hey, let him squeeze in for a second. We're switching people on you.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
How we doing?
All right, welcome, Rusty, to the mic. Were you not the one that was with me when we were driving out on we were speeding, and like a cop pulls up beside us?
Oh yeah, man, just going down the highway, dude. He's looking over like you need to slow down. With,
Didn't he
an
like tell
aggressive
you
look.
like slow down? Like he mouthed to you?
I think maybe the cop either had somewhere to go, or
Yeah.
like he didn't feel like pulling anybody over. I want to say the speed limit was 55, and I was probably going 75.
No, you were going like 80.
Whoa, easy.
Stories you don't tell the wife, you know what I mean?
So, the cop pulls up beside us. He's going as fast as we are,
Looking
and he kind of
over.
just looks over like,
Aggressively, like
I'm a cop, and I really need you to slow down. Like, he didn't want to pull
like
us
I
over.
do not feel like writing this.
So I
ticket,
just like
doing
nodded.
This
You know,
paperwork.
I looked at him, I nodded, and just slowed down, and then he took off. So it was pretty funny.
That same afternoon, another highway patrolman passed me, and he was probably doing like 100, and he was one of my customers. So I asked him one afternoon when I saw him in his car, where in the world were you going in such a hurry? And he hesitated, and then I realized his wife was in the car with him. So we carried on the conversation, but the next day I asked him, I said, look, well, actually I told him, I said, I apologize because I know your job requires you to do certain things, and I didn't know if certain things you don't tell your wife what goes on. Because you wouldn't want to tell her that you were running 160 miles an hour on a 4-lane trying to catch somebody that was speeding, but he actually clocked a guy 119 miles an hour, so he tried to catch him. And when he passed me, he was
Oh
done.
my gosh.
That's too much. That's too much. That's too fast. Too
You know
much.
what I mean? So,
Oh
yeah,
my
they're not
gosh.
NASCAR, so they're not that safe. So
That's not like just speeding a little out on the
so
highway.
you never
just
caught the guy.
no, he said he'd give it a shot, though.
119 miles an hour.
Yeah, he said he'd give it a shot.
There's some.
Jeez.
This reminds me of a story. There are some cops out there that do some questionable things.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. And I had a cop do a questionable thing one night in my favor, so I'm okay with it.
Of course.
There was a cop that I was sort of friends with. You know, I worked in a gas station overnight, and he was always there. And I loaned him some money one night let's just say that he probably would have fit right into the Ashley Madison website. He needed to get a hotel room, but didn't want to put anything on a credit card.
Oh
Right,
my
right.
goodness.
So I let this guy borrow
gracious.
$60. Well, it was about 2 weeks later. I'm going down this road in Southport, North Carolina, and I was driving 125 miles an hour. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was young, dumb, and stupid.
Delivering pizzas? Not when you work
No,
for the pizza?
no. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was just out joyriding. So cop lights come on. You know, I see the flashing, and all I'm thinking is, oh, man. They're going to take my license. I'm going to jail.
You're like, what happens when you get caught going that fast? And they just automatically go, no.
The speed limit was 35.
You cannot drive anymore.
Oh, I think
Mr.
they
McKnight, you are done.
confiscate your driver's license and suspend them for like 30 days, and they take you straight to jail. Because that's disrespecting the law, disrespecting
crazy.
anybody else out there on the highway. You're driving that fast. But anyway,
So I get pulled over, right? And I don't know who the cop is at the time, but he comes up to my window and it's the cop that owed me money. And he goes, "Bob, what are you doing, man? You're gonna kill somebody out here." And I was like, I was just having fun. He's like, "Dude, I'm training somebody right now. What am I supposed to do?" And I was like, "Look, I don't want you to get fired. I mean, I know we're friends. Just whatever you gotta do, man. I get it. I understand." So he goes back to his car. And he comes back to the window and he hands me a warning for doing 125 miles an hour in a 35. And I was like, "Is this going to screw you up?" He's like, "Man, I'll just lose the paperwork. That guy has no idea what's going on. It's fine. He thinks I wrote you a ticket." So yeah, I got it at home. It's packed up somewhere.
You
I
put it
framed
in a frame.
it. Yeah, I got it framed.
You put it in a frame.
A warning ticket for 125 in a 35, almost 100 miles an hour over the speed limit. So after he hands it to me, he leans in.
Story.
He leans in and he goes, "So, you know that money I owe you?" And I said, "What money?" He goes, "Right."
Exactly.
And then he turns around and leaves me alone. So
Exactly.
I think $60 is,
Well worth that.
Yeah, I think it's
$125 trip.
Absolutely.
Yes.
the consequences of what could have happened to me
Oh,
doing that
my
fast
goodness.
was ridiculous.
That wasn't in the yellow Suzuki, was it?
It was in the
it?
yellow
The
Suzuki.
yellow Suzuki.
Super
Amazing
fast.
car.
So Dad, Bob, Old Bob, Big Bob, however you want to refer to it, thank you so much for
I appreciate you having me on the show.
being on the show tonight.
It was
You just
great.
sat down
You
at
were
the
really-
mic, Russ. Did you want to say
Bob-
anything?
Bob calls his dad Old Bob.
Old
Like,
Bob. Old man Bob. Old man Bob.
Old man, middle-aged Bob. Don't forget that. Middle-aged.
Middle-aged Bob. Awesome. Well, thanks. We're going to switch people up again.
You didn't even let Courtney say bye.
Courtney, want to come
You
say
were just
bye?
like, Courtney, move. Let Rusty have
Courtney,
your
get out of the
seat.
chair.
Give Rusty your microphone.
We want to get the guy that does the impressions. He does great voices, but like I sit him down and he's like, "I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it."
I
Because
don't
you're
want
making me want to read the lyrics out of a song.
How about
Oh, but it was
give
so
us give us a
funny.
couple impressions real quick while we're switching people.
Like who?
Whatever you want to do, man. I don't know who you do. Let's, Christopher
Do your
Walken.
Jack Sparrow.
You do a Jack Sparrow?
Yeah, I can do Jack Sparrow. What?
Do more. Give us more of it. Come on. What do you? This is why I tell you to read lyrics because you I'm like doing. You're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do."
So how was the hamburgers?
Really?
Great.
We're still going here. Hamburgers. Oh my gosh. We're still recording. You're now in the audience. He's like,
hamburgers were great.
he's turning the microwave on.
Your dad's like, I'm out.
He says, "I'm sorry," and then slams the microwave door. "Sorry, I didn't mean to make any noise." Boom, boom. Do.
I'm sorry. I thought you paused it.
No, we're still talking. He's over here trying to do Jack Sparrow impressions.
The hamburgers are great.
Dad's like,
that's-
I'm giving
That's how
I
you
want a
know.
hamburger real bad.
I want a hamburger. I want it real bad.
I'm giving myself.
So, this is how you tell when someone is past middle aged. Okay.
When they get up, and go.
You reach a certain age in life where you no longer care. And he's pretty close. Because when I said, "Hey, thanks for sitting down," he got up and immediately no longer cared about this podcast. He went in there, started making sandwiches.
Well, he did apologize. He did say sorry.
He said he was sorry and then continued to slam doors. He's done. I'm not. I just want this burger and I don't care about anything else but this juicy 7-minute old burger. Yeah, I don't know that we can do podcasts with audiences anymore.
Needs to be reality.
Oh my god.
Listeners, I am so sorry. This was an experiment. I don't know how it's going.
I tried to warn you.
That was creepy. She just leans in and like whispers, "I tried to warn you." That's what you hear right before someone in the house dies. "I told you to get out." Whack, 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 whack.
Get in the fan.
What? Get in the
Get in the van.
Get in the van. Get in the van. Okay, so back to you, Rusty. Jack Sparrow impressions. You want to do any real fast?
I guess I can.
Okay, let's do it. How about I'll ask you a random question and you just answer it, okay?
How's you good, mate?
All right. Here we got to think of something good. Now I'll put myself on the spot. I'm not prepared. So when in the rainforest, what kind of bushes would you be scared about coming in contact with?
Oh, anything, mate.
All of them. So your answer is all of them, Jack?
Yeah.
All bushes.
All the plants in there could be dangerous.
When you're in the rainforest, because sometimes you have to dock for some reasons, your boat gets stolen, right? Didn't your boat get stolen one time?
Not once, but twice.
So what do you do to survive in the rainforest?
Drink rum.
So your answer is don't touch the bushes and make sure you get drunk.
Stay away from the bushes. Drink the rum.
That's right.
What do you wipe with?
What?
Your anus cavity.
Not
Dirt.
the bushes.
Dirt. That's got to be very uncomfortable, Jack.
Oh gosh.
It can be sometimes.
Gritty. Abrasive.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Who else do we got here?
Thank you, Bree.
Who else can we do?
Oh my gosh. Peter Griffin.
Peter. You can do Peter Griffin. Welcome to the show, Peter.
How you doing?
So, do you have any life lessons you want to teach the people here?
No, not at all.
How old were you when you first passed gas there, Peter?
I think it was 20.
Middle-aged. I was middle-aged.
Yeah, when it happened, it kind of like scared me a bit.
What was that? FYI, the answer is 32. 32 years old. It's sad that I know that, right? Okay, what else you got? Oh, you can do the creepy guy, right? From Family Guy? Yeah. Let's do that.
The old neighbor guy.
Does anybody know his name?
Herbert.
His name's you know his name is Herbert?
Herbert the pervert.
All right, so now we have Herbert the pervert.
The pedo.
The pedo. The pedo. Okay, so Herbert, what is your favorite sport?
Little League Major Baseball.
So Little League Baseball, fantastic. So let's say that you're flipping through the TV guide. That's what you're excited about?
Yes.
And what's your favorite team?
I like them all.
Do you understand how creepy that is, Herbert?
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean?
It's creepy, Herbert, that you like all of these little baseball teams. Do you not understand that?
What do you mean by it's creepy?
What is your, so why Little League? Why not professional baseball? You still with us, Herbert?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you got anything else? You're done. That's it? Good job, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Rusty.
All right, we're going to switch it up now. We need the sleeping guy.
If he can stay awake, poor thing.
He's back there passed out. This should be good. Okay, so our next guest, we have Sherry.
Hello.
And George.
Hello.
Or as the Latinos call him, Jorge. All right, so we have something special for you guys. We did a free comic book day back in May, and we had a game we wanted to play, and ended up not doing it. So we've been holding on to this game for a long time, and it's actually questions about us. And the reason we wanted you guys to do it is because you moved to San Antonio, and we're gone out of our lives for a very long, long time. So maybe there's some stuff you don't know about us anymore. So this game is called...
It's a scary thought.
It's a scary...
What kind of secrets are we hiding?
Who are you?
So this game is called Katie or Bob. It's a very simple game. Can you guess what your answer is going to be?
Katie or Bob?
There you go. So very simple. You can have the same answers. We're fine with that. All right, so we'll do a practice question real quick, just so you understand how the game works, okay?
Okay, so are we competing against each other?
Yes.
Awesome.
What does the winner get to do? You guys want to come up with some stakes real fast? What does the loser do? How about that? There's a lot of dishes in there.
The loser
Okay, here we go.
buys me a bow.
Wait, so either way, you get a bow out of it?
Yeah.
Like a bow and arrow?
Yeah, longbow. That's what I want.
Dang.
You want to learn how
Well,
Speaking-
I want 4
speaking of-
tattoos. A longbow is cheaper.
Tangent, here we go. Just so you guys know what Leland is like, we are currently sitting under a stuffed deer
With earrings.
That we are.
that has Christmas ornaments for earrings. So, go Leland. All right, so practice round with apparently no stakes other than making one
And
person happy.
for anybody who doesn't know, Leland is our hometown.
Hometown Leland.
It's not where we live currently, but it's where we grew up.
Okay, so, Jorge, George, if you lose, you have to go buy her a bow. That's some pretty high stakes.
Longbow at Dick's, $50.
I don't need that kind of language on this podcast. All right, so what do you get if you win?
She has to buy me something of UT.
What?
Ew.
Something of UT.
Texas Longhorns.
I was like,
Oh, I was like, I don't know what UT is. What's UT?
University of Texas Longhorns.
Okay, so you want sports memorabilia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sports memorabilia versus a bow and arrow. All right.
all right, got some
So
high
this
stakes
is just
here.
a practice question, just to let you understand how.
Don't let everybody see the answers.
How the game works.
Bob.
Oh,
why
I
don't
can't
you
see
why
that
don't you
far
ease up
away.
off my back about it? Okay.
He's like, oh, wait.
All right. So practice question. Here we go.
Okay.
Who is a male? Katie or Bob?
Bob.
Katie.
Oh my lord.
I think
I thought it was
there's going to be
funny.
some Longhorn memorabilia in the house very, very soon.
Oh my goodness gracious.
All right, here we go.
Messing with
First
me.
question. Number 1. Who peed on a federal building? Katie or Bob?
I would like to say it was Bob.
Bob.
Okay, so we're going with Bob. You are both incorrect. It was indeed Katie.
Wow.
Oh god.
Explain that one.
You want to explain it or you want me to do it?
It was late. There was no bathroom around, and I really had to pee.
Were you trying to get to
The
McDonald's?
closest,
There was bushes, so I just, I was like, "Hey, that's a good spot."
which
I can't
happened,
hold it anymore.
which happened to be a courthouse.
It wasn't. It's not a courthouse.
What was
It's
it?
the federal building.
Okay, just federal building. So she gets done and walks over to me, and I said, "You know this building has cameras, right?" She's, "No, it doesn't. I don't have cameras." And I was like, "Yeah, look."
There were security cameras.
There were security cameras like monitored in that area. So
There was
there's-
like a lot of security cameras,
there's
like in
probably
every put in every
footage
different
of,
direction.
Katie here urinating on a federal building.
My children are going to hear this story one day. Lordy.
Okay, question number 2. Maybe you guys can redeem yourselves.
Okay.
Who was robbed by knife point?
Katie.
Come on, Jorge. You only got 2 answers, man.
Bob.
Ah, George is right.
Oh, Clemson.
But so is Sherry. We actually both have been robbed at knife point. You know what? I wasn't robbed at knife point. Oh wait, yeah, I was.
Yes,
There was
you were.
There was twice. Okay.
Where?
One time when I worked at Domino's, I had a guy come in and put a knife to my throat. Got like $60 from me. And then the second time was downtown Wilmington. I had a guy try to rob me, but I hit him and then took his knife. I actually still have it.
Oh, that's the one where you did the ring.
Whoa. No, that's a different time.
Oh.
People try to rob me all the time. It's ridiculous.
I have also been robbed at knife point 2 times.
Yeah.
So like
We have a pretty
I
exciting
only
life.
heard about once.
Both of them were at movie gallery,
Yeah,
right?
both times at movie gallery.
So, both of them...
About a year apart.
Wow. I never heard about that.
Yep, 2 times.
Wow. Both get a point.
Yep.
All right, you guys are finally on the board.
It's slacking.
By the way, if you tie, you guys have to buy me a bow and arrow. I'll let you borrow it. Okay, question number 3. Who played in a band all the way through high school?
Bob.
Whoa, he said that quick. Bob. I remember Bob playing in a band.
Katie's not cool.
So Katie doesn't get any cool
Bob
questions?
played, but Katie was always there and took all the equipment and took all the guys and helped tote the equipment and everything. So
That
I'm gonna
I
have to say
did.
both.
That I did.
So you're going
You
with
played. Well, you actually.
both? Well, we'll rename the game Katie, Bob, or both. Okay. Okay, so you're going with both? You're going to say her carrying the equipment makes her a part of the band? Don't look at me like they can't see you. Why are you shaking your hand for? We have an audience member that
Okay,
wants to.
I have the eyebrow up and looking at him like he's
I'll let you
crazy.
speak after they
Yes.
give me their final answers. Okay, so both. And you're going with Bob.
Mhm.
Okay. You want to say something?
Katie was in the band
In what band?
in high school.
Oh. You guys are both wrong. It is Katie.
Oh.
I was not in a
You're talking
band.
about in the band. Oh, wow. I'm thinking fight the good fight.
question.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking about that.
I was in a band during high school, but not all through it. She actually was in a band all the way through high school. She was in the high school band.
All 4 bands.
Wow.
So,
Drum major.
what do we got score-wise?
And we were just
1 to
talking
1.
about band
1 to
camp
1.
earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
God.
We marked that one out. Okay, question number 6. In
These are
the
tricky.
new and updated Bob, Katie, or both. Dum, dum, dum. Whose first job was at Pizza Hut? Sherry.
Katie.
Wow, Sherry, your voice. Ooh. You might want to get that
It
checked
sounded like
out.
days. I just thought about the answer out there first.
Well, no, because it kind of messes me up. I had somebody the other day talking about you working at Pizza Hut, and I'm like, when did BJ ever work at Pizza Hut? He worked at Domino's. Like, I missed something somewhere.
Just so the listeners know, when she says BJ, she is referring to me.
Sorry.
Okay, what's your answer?
I'd have to say Katie, because I don't remember you ever working at Pizza Hut.
Okay. George?
Katie.
He said me. What? I'm not allowed to say
Since we changed the game up, you're both wrong, because it's both.
Your first job was
My
Pizza
first
Hut?
job was at Pizza Hut.
Was it? I thought
I
it
don't
was Domino's.
remember you working at Pizza Hut.
I did work at Domino's, but my first job was Pizza Hut. Was a dishwasher.
So do they get a
remember
point? I mean, because it is both.
Give him
so-
half a point. Give him half,
Half a point.
Give him half a point.
You did work at Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I just told you that. Are you on the podcast? Are you paying attention?
I'm telling myself. I forgot about
I'm
that.
having the podcast by my tail. I'm telling myself. Yeah, he worked at Pizza Hut.
No, because I
Now I'm going to go get a burger. I want one real bad.
I had forgotten.
Oh my goodness. So
Give him a half a point.
I'm not doing a half a point.
You going to give him a point? Okay.
We're not dealing in fractions.
We only have... Oh, there's a couple of questions on the back. Okay. Question number 7. Whose favorite TV drama is Desperate Housewives? Katie or Bob?
Or both.
Or both.
I'm hoping
That
Katie.
crazy Blanche.
That wrong show, Bob.
Oh.
Wrong show.
Okay, Jorge, you're up.
Stop calling him Jorge. It's so weird.
What do you think, George?
That's going to be a tough
You got a 35% chance of getting it right.
35, huh?
It used to be 50, but they added
35.
on words.
How do you figure
I'm gonna say both.
35?
35, 33. You're going to go with
I'll
both?
say both.
Both. Okay, we got a both.
I can't see him liking Desperate Housewives over The Big Bang Theory, Katie.
The answer is
Not me.
Bob. It is my
Really?
favorite TV drama, absolutely.
Really?
I like that show a
The
lot.
Big Bang
It's a good
Theory is a
show.
comedy. You got to be careful with the words and the questions.
Yeah, but still.
Man, you guys
I got him.
Hey,
don't
you
know
remember-
anything about us. It's it
I
hurts
started
my
How
heart.
long have we been around? Well, we can play this too.
I started watching
anything
Desperate
about
Housewives, and he did not want any part of
Oh
it.
God, I was miserable.
And
I
I
was like,
said
don't
the
wanna watch
first
this
season I started
stupid
watching
show.
it was on DVD. So like I was in the bedroom watching it on our TV with our DVD player. And he came in the bedroom to tell me something, ask me something, and he like sat down on the bed and started watching it. And next thing I know, he,
And 8
he
days
was
later,
hooked.
I'm like, is there any more? Is there any more Desperate Housewives? I
He
need all the
was
Desperate Housewives.
Hooked.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay, well, so now
So-
I'm going to have to check it out.
Question number 8.
So good.
Here we go. Let's wind it down. Who attempted to call Scooby-Doo from a payphone?
Bob.
George?
Yeah. I'm going to say go with Bob, too.
Fantastic. You guys know nothing about us. Audience member. How do you know that? How do you know it was Katie?
I heard it on the podcast.
Oh, so this is something that's been on the podcast. So you guys really aren't listening, are you? Wow, this is
Wow, how many podcasts
Very-
has it been on?
very disappointing. Very disappointing.
We actually, it was what, like 2?
Yeah, it wasn't long ago
It
at
was
all.
about 2 episodes ago. It was actually kind of recent. We
On
were talking
which
about
one?
that. Do you remember which? I can't remember. Dang. Courtney's good.
Listen to old potatoes.
Old potatoes. Okay, question number 9. Here we go with a big score of 1.5 each. Question number 9. Whose favorite superhero is Iron Man?
Favorite superhero?
Favorite superhero is Iron Man.
Katie.
Okay, George? He thinks about these questions so hard.
Iron Man, Iron Man.
That's Spider-Man.
It's the remix.
Does whatever an Iron Man can.
It's the remix.
I'm gonna go with Katie too.
Audience member? She really wants to play this game. You guys are all right. It is Katie.
Yay!
Good job. Okay.
Points for everyone.
You get a point, and you get a point, and you get a point. Everybody gets points.
I was really going to be upset had it been you. We just
I
bought
was
you
thinking
Batman
like
today.
Batman, Superman, something like that.
No, I really like Batman, not my favorite superhero.
I know your favorite.
So who's your favorite?
Who is it?
Captain America.
Captain America is my favorite superhero. But
I just recently watched those movies. They're great.
they are good.
They're really good.
I read a lot of comic books, and Captain America is my favorite superhero, but I don't really read any Captain America comics right now.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm not enjoying it too much. Okay, so, question number 10. Who finger shoots people in traffic?
Katie.
Finger shoots people in traffic.
She said that really fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do with Katie too.
That was on a podcast.
There we go. Now I'm feeling a bit
And
better.
I
You're
do it all
redeeming
the
yourself.
time. Boom, boom.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one. That was like 3 weeks ago.
All right, so what's the score here?
It's tied.
A
It's
2.5?
4-4.
4-4. Okay, we only got one question
We're
left.
gonna have to do a tiebreaker.
Okay, question number 11.
The numbers actually aren't right because we X'd out 2 questions. So it was like it's really like number 9.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
There were 2 other questions that if you guys didn't know, I was just going to be mad.
We'll ask it at the end.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Question
They're,
number 11.
they're gonna be so obvious.
Who uses Nair on their arms?
Nair?
Nair?
Who used
I'm not
to?
answering
Used
until
to.
he gives his answer.
Do you know what Nair is?
No.
Explain what Nair is.
Yeah, it's hair remover. It's like cream that you put on.
Instead of
It's
shaving.
like you would put it on your
It's like instead of
body parts and your hair will fall out.
Oh.
yeah.
Who do you both?
All right, we're going with both. Sherry.
Bob.
And the answer is Bob.
Not me.
It is Bob. I don't do it anymore. I did it when I first started getting tattooed.
I remember that. That's why I said you.
hated it when you did that when we first started dating, and I was like, my arms are way hairier than yours. You feel like you have lady arms. It's weird.
Lady
You
arm
gotta
Bob.
Stop. And like his arms were usually more smooth than my legs. I was like, I can't take it. You gotta let your arm hair grow out. It's so weird.
That's funny.
Congratulations on your new longbow.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yep, that last
So-
one did it.
You're going to have to go plumbing for quite a while to pay off a longbow, aren't you?
You have to tell them what the other 2 questions were.
Oh, the other 2 questions.
Because
Okay,
originally, when we came up with these questions, we were going to play it with people who didn't know us,
yeah,
you know,
people who didn't
strangers.
really know
So
us.
we had to X out 2 questions.
Question number 4, which doesn't count. Who used to drive a bright yellow car?
Obviously.
And who used to have a one-eyed dog named Sally?
Katie.
No, that would be Bob.
That
Well,
would be
dang,
Bob.
maybe we should have had that question.
Yeah, you weren't around then.
I knew that.
That was a
one.
long,
Yeah, it
long
was
time.
a long time ago.
Would apparently it wouldn't have mattered if y'all had those questions because I still would have got my longbow.
Oh!
So check in next week to find out if she actually does get the longbow.
Right?
Or if George doesn't follow through on his end of the bet.
To be continued.
It's near the fishing and hunting section.
Okay.
Welcome to Leland. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
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 Everybody want to say bye?